Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, wake up,
Now, hey, we told y'all we was gonna be back. We told you. We didn't say when, but we said we'd be back. Now, this is kind of we're partially back. We're back, but we're partially back. We'll explain a little later on. But, ladies and gentlemen, College Couch Podcast now back in session. Javaris Harris, Stackz Delbridge, forever in the building,
What's
brother.
goody? What's goody? What's goody? We back.
Listen, the I'm telling you, the folks have been asking for us, and we definitely had to come out and give them what they've been wanting. Listen, brother, college football 25 now out. Of course, us tryhards pre-ordered, so we've
Of
had,
course.
huh?
Of course.
Yeah, we've had the whole week to play the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just put it this way: I'm sorry, EA Sports delivered on what they said. This game was going to be a love letter to college football fans across the country, and they did not miss at all. Like, this game just revolutionized the way that we look at video games. Now, Stackz, brother, this is something we've talked about. Listen, this is something we've talked about for a while, brother. Let me get your point of view on.
Man, hey, let
Talk
me
to
just
me.
let me just hype
Mm-hmm.
that we finally got college football game back. It's been 10 years, 10 years since we've
Yeah,
had one. It's been amazing. I said, don't nobody call me, don't nobody reach out, and I meant it.
yeah.
My phone was going off. I said, "Look, I can't talk right now."
Mm-hmm.
Even you tried to call me. I was like, "Look, I'm on the game right now, man. Let me get."
Yeah.
But phenomenal game so far. I personally haven't got outside of Road to Glory just because that's my favorite mode. But just seeing people online when I finally got off the game and stuff like that, people talking about you
Mm-hmm.
know the recruiting and things like that. But I think this game really shines a light on college sports and makes you appreciate what the coaches do, what the players go through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally get to see firsthand how it works. I mean, of course, I mean, it only can get it so close, you know what I'm saying? But just the small details, like when you create your Road to Glory player and you put them from a certain city in a certain state, the region changes. Just that little detail right there is dope to me. Like if you are in Georgia, you put them from Warner Robins, or you put them from Macon or Thomasville, it'll say South Georgia region. And if you put them from Stockbridge or Alpharetta or any of those places, Metro. So it's dope. And in
Yeah.
Alabama, of course, their entire region. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that those things. I've even went as far as making my player, from different cities and different states and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But how dope is it to see Kennesaw State in the game,
Oh,
Georgia State in the game? Like, I
man.
mean, oh my gosh, I put my quarterback at Kennesaw State. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not undefeated because I wasn't playing, but we looking good now.
Yeah.
Because I finally started with my player. But to show the grind of the underdog, the blue chip, the 5-star prospect, everything like that is dope because you really see like, okay, you underdog, you don't get as many offers, and
Mm-hmm.
you have the ability to walk on places, and you have the, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the you don't have the leverage like you do if you are a 5-star. So
Right.
and it shows the route, like you literally at the bottom of the barrel working your way up. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think they got it right. I mean, some things that I personally, would suggest for the game, like from a cinematic standpoint. Like I'm a fan of storylines and stuff like that. I would have made the storyline for blue chip and 5 stars different from an underdog or whatever. Maybe have a more background, but that's just me being an
Yeah.
overthinker. But I mean, I love it. I love it. I think they got it right. The stadium entrances, oh my God. Like Athens is beautiful on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Hare is beautiful on the game. Even go as far as to say Bama Stadium is beautiful on the game. I mean, everybody's entrances and things like that. They for the most part they got it right. I know Clemson, they got the entrance right, but they didn't have the fans fill back up. like they normally do in a game. But let's be real. Like, you know, we knew they weren't gonna get it perfect.
Yeah.
Like, but to me, they got as close to perfect as you can possibly get. But now with the advancements of technology, they can patch different things and send it out to everybody. I'm personally thinking we were just the guinea pigs to see, oh, okay, well, this is what they want. This is the stuff, so we can fix that real quick, send it back. But I love it. I love it. I'm ready to go back in and play it now.
And listen, I'm in a game right now, but I have it on pause. I'm still working on my road to glory in my third season. But you brought up a very interesting point before I kind of move on with the teams that are more local to our area, which is Kennesaw State, Georgia Southern. How good of a feeling that is to see schools that are in your kind of neck of the woods being represented this way.
Right.
And it's so crazy too, because just seeing all the people that have been on social media posting, their videos and stuff like that. I saw a very crazy one, right? So guy was in his dynasty mode, right? Which is where you can pretty much pick a team and rebuild the team and go about trying to just make them into this big powerhouse of a school. So I want to say he had, God, it kind of skipped my mind. I want to say Ohio State or whatever. They were in the road to the college football playoff championship. So he was playing as Ohio State. Bro, the team that, first of all, this is kind of going along the lines of telling you how unpredictable this game is. Kennesaw State was number 15 in the country, but they were playing as a 9 seed in the college football playoffs against Ohio State. Beat Ohio State, but the game before that in the first round they played against Miami and beat Miami and then beat Ohio State in the second round. And you made a very good point before we went on. This game actually wanted to model how unpredictable college football can actually be. And when I say EA Sports hit it right on the nail with that,
Right. Right.
because college football is unpredictable like that. You never know what you can see on a given Saturday. And when I say that detail right there, a lot of people really haven't caught on to it. That is so great to see. Like,
Right.
it makes you like actually enjoy the game more, because to see teams like that making a push is insane because it's unheard of.
It's
Kennesaw
possible. You
State.
see, it's possible. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like if I what I gather from it, for me, it makes me want ready for the season to start.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
could potentially, because what I've learned is, like, I heard the stories about, how it's gonna be with the playoffs, and now I'm seeing that it's literally first bids are the conference champions. So if you win your conference,
Mm-hmm.
you pretty much can punch your ticket. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody else just falls where they may.
Yeah.
I didn't quite, before the game came, I didn't quite understand that. You know what I'm saying? I thought the highest ranked conference teams automatically got a bid, and then everybody else, your ranking depicted where you go. Now, it could very much be like that, but how the game is, from what I've seen playing with different teams, that if you win your conference, you automatically get a bid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I took Tulane to a national championship, which was
Yeah.
crazy to me. It's something I wanted to do, take a small school, and we went number one overall. And then I had Auburn, and we were undefeated. We didn't go number one overall. But it really showed the detail that caught my eyes. If you don't beat a team by a big amount of points every time you play,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get the ranking bump that you want. But it's like you can go undefeated if you barely beat a team or you beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. You'll get a small bump, but you won't get that big bump. But if
Yeah.
you blow a team out, and if everybody you blow out, you get that big jump, because that's what I did with Tulane. I just blew everybody out,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And with Auburn, I didn't do that. I just kind of played it like most of us will play it, just slow
Yeah.
walked it or whatever, just And we never got to number one. We got to like number 5 overall, 4 overall, something like that. So
Yeah.
just that small detail in the fact that, oh, you got to blow, if you blow your teams out, which it's kind of how college football has been. The more you win by, the bigger jump you get in the poll.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool detail. You know what I'm
Now,
saying? Go
I'm,
ahead.
I'm I'm sorry to cut you off. For
No, you
for the people that don't have the game and are listening to this podcast, and they're like, okay, you guys mentioned in the Road to Glory there were 4 different types. There's underdog, there's contributor, there was a third one that I can't remember, and then
Blue
there's the
chip.
blue chip, and that's the 5-star or
No,
4.
blue
That's the
chip is
5.
4 star, and then you got the 5 star.
Okay, so blue chip is 4-star, and then elite was 5. Okay, so for the ones that have really appreciated the game of college football 25, or I'm an old head, so I'm saying NCAA 25. A lot of people want to start it from a lot of people who got the game that I know, for instance, like me and you and other people. They started from the bottom, which was that underdog, which you start off at a 60 overall, like no
Blue
more no
star.
less.
And
You
then
start
you can't go many places and
no
be fight for a spot.
exactly. So for the people that started at a 60, you were going to be on the bench. You were going to be on the bench. So you actually felt like you were an actual college athlete. You were going to have to go to practice, get the grades. You had
Go
like
to the
you
game. That's the
yeah,
crazy part for me. Like
exactly.
I gotta sit here and watch this game 7 late while I'm on.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a detail that I appreciate.
Hmm.
But I will say on there, you can you can kind of move up the roster spot
Yeah.
pretty fast if you ball out in practice. Like you really got to. What I love about what they made you have to play the game,
Yeah.
especially if you're an underdog. Because like if you go all through all the practices, you could be potentially depending on where you start at. Because you pick different schools. You can be a second string as an underdog, a third string, walk on, whatever. It just won't be no big school.
Mhm.
But you really have to practice. Like you gotta go to practice, you gotta ball out in practice, earn your coach's trust, and then it'll start moving you up that ladder. Cause I remember you were telling me how you were moving up, but you were not starting yet. Like you was like a 99 overall and you was on the bench. So let me try, cause I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go underdog first. I won't get
Yeah.
straight to it. Like you know what I'm saying? I won't get straight to it. Let me get this out the way, then I'll play all the rest of that after. But yeah, I mean, I went and saw it. I mean, and I went to Kennesaw State, and
Mhm.
I was like a third string quarterback.
Mhm.
And I worked my way up, and I finally got to the point where I was starting, and now I'm starting. But I transfer everybody I played with. I've transferred the next season,
Mhm.
except for my Auburn guy. I'm gonna let him graduate there, but for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. I just like the details that they give, and I haven't tried Dynasty, but I've seen a lot of people
Yeah.
talking about it. You really use your points wisely. Like you really got to use everything
It's
wisely,
those
and
skill points. Yeah.
right. Your skill points, and if you in Dynasty, your recruiting pitches and everything like
Man,
that, you got to be on it.
I can give you guys a little bit of what I've been doing as far as with the dynasty. But before we move before we move on, I got to give you a little of my road to glory. So I start like Stackz just stated. I started off as an underdog, which was a 2-star. I literally got up to a 99 overall within a few hours of the game releasing on that Monday, and I sat out my entire first season. But the great part about it is the game automatically redshirts you. So I had a few years. So the starting quarterback left. I jumped over. Well, really, I won the quarterback battle right before the season ended, but I just didn't play. They just went ahead and let the guy play out. And I started the next following season, which was my freshman year, which is my redshirt freshman year. And man, I balled out, bro. Won the Heisman, won offensive player of the year, won the quarterback
Right.
of the year,
Right.
and we went like 11-1. And then we got to the Cotton Bowl, which I just played today, and lost to Miami by 1 point in overtime. And Miami ended up going to win the national championship.
That's
So,
that hurt. Like you lose to a
oh,
team
bro,
and they go win the championship.
and you know what's crazy? Like I was so into the game, like you really would have thought I was out there playing quarterback, bro, for my
No,
school.
for real. I mean, that's
Yeah,
how I want it. Because that's how I was. I'm like, bro, why are you not catching them, putting it
yeah,
right there? Like, what
and
are you doing?
and bro, like let me tell you something too, and I thought it was really crazy to hear about. So of course I was playing at Coastal Carolina, but I heard so much talk about running back Christian. Gosh, I just forgot his last name. I can't think of it now. I just lost it. But dude, that is one of the most underrated like offensive threats on the game, in my opinion. And it's so crazy because bro is like insane. Like open field, forget about it. Can break tackles,
Right.
can juke you out your socks. But it's not just him though. Like there are so many other players on this game who are just like him, who are just OP. Like it's crazy to think about, dude. When they were releasing the trailers and gameplay featuring Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan, the way he was moving on the field is bro, it's crazy to even think about. But when they came out later on in that week and started releasing the player ratings, and he wasn't even in the top 25, bro, you mean to tell me there are better players than Donovan Edwards after the gameplay we
You
just
know,
saw?
I've learned. I have a thing with the overall rating system. Like I
Okay,
think it's for me. I think it's a lot of guesswork.
okay,
You know,
yeah,
so like, what is a 99 overall? What what
mm,
what 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 separates a 99 overall and a 90 overall? What makes you, you know what I'm saying? Like even with 2K and stuff like that, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you feel that person does. Like you
mm,
know what I'm saying? Okay, we haven't seen him, you know, catch a whole lot out the backfield. Maybe you know he might be looking like he's a workhorse or whatever, but really he's an elusive running back. Like so, you know, when I've learned with my Road to Glory player, it's about what your position requires or your type of skill set requires that makes you jump higher in the overall.
yeah,
Like for instance, if you're a elusive running back, your elusiveness, if that's all the way up, you're gonna be a higher rating. But if your elusiveness is average and other things are up, which would normally for other players be good, but the type of running back that you are, it makes you not as good on your rating. If
yeah,
that makes sense. So like the stuff that they feel like you need to be good at that position for your, that's what makes your overall go up faster.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think it's a little flawed because to me, all of that plays a factor in your overall, in my opinion. Like, of course, speed and stuff like that will make you a better player because I mean everybody wants speed and every speed is dangerous. But if you can catch the ball out the backfield, to me, you are a very good player. Just because you don't have the elusiveness that this person had, don't mean that you should be ranked lower than them
mm,
in my opinion. But that's how the game is set up. So I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't better players than running backs than him, but he is elite. If you go in that game and you play with him on there, oh my god!
yeah. And
And I want to say South Carolina's receiving core is pretty solid. Pretty.
well, you got to think too. One of the highest rated players was one of South Carolina's wideouts, so that was really shocking to see too. But then I thought about it, like you still have Quinshawn Judkins who just transferred to Ohio State. You had it was another running back, Travion Henderson from Ohio State as well. So it was a lot of guys that were actually ranked higher than Donovan Edwards. But again, just looking at the gameplay, it was kind of just crazy because man, he was moving, like he was moving.
I would want to say this too: the gameplay, the physics in it, like even just down, not even just the running, like passing feels better.
Yeah.
You can kind of control
Hmm.
as if you're playing. Like I was like, I want the ball to go right there, and it when I flick the everything and put it in place, it goes exactly right there.
Yeah.
You know,
So talk about that precision passing, that new revamp passing that they have on there because
it's
I've been
I
playing
mean,
on classic.
it's some adjusting. I mean, I will say that. I will say it's an adjustment, but if you can get it down and
Mm.
you can like really get into it, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Because if you got like, I know I have a couple plays that I remember. I had a DB
Mm.
on my receiver's hip, literally, and I literally just placed it right there. Like all I saw was a little bit of him, like he was literally like barely separated
Yeah.
from me. And I was like, okay, place the ball right there, and then it puts it right there on the money.
Yeah.
But it takes some getting used to. Like
Yeah.
I will say with the new college football, you really gotta. It really makes you play football,
Mm.
and it really makes you think, especially when as you increase the difficulty level. It really makes you think like, okay, all right, if they're in this defense or whatever, even if you don't know the defenses, you really got to sit back and like, okay, can't throw it in the double covers because they're gonna pick it off every time, and I can't throw it a tough pass because that probably could get picked too. It makes you be patient almost, but then if you're too patient, the line is gonna break down because that defensive line, the way that it's set up now, the defensive line is coming,
Mhm.
and then they made it harder to run if you step up because I know back when it was out before, you can kind of step up in the pocket and just outrun a lineman. Not now. That lineman sniff you.
Yeah,
He finna get you. Like you know what I'm
man.
saying?
And
Like
it's so crazy you say that too, because I think we both have creative quarterbacks. I only have one our road to glory player, and that's a quarterback. And of course he did end up transferring from Coastal. If you guys wanted to know, I just transferred to Ole Miss, but I genuinely had to turn off my wear and tear. And for people that don't know what the wear and tear is, it's a new installment that they added as well. Where if your quarterback gets hit, it could definitely like bring him significant damage to his body and his health. He may have to get subbed out the game. I turned mine off because the way that I play, brother, my quarterback would have been looking like shredded chicken out there because he would
that,
have got turned each and every way but loose, bro. And I literally had to turn off just because I knew I would not survive in a wear and tear era. Now, granted, when I start my dynasty with my friends from college, it's gonna be a different story because we're playing with the wear and tear on as well. Well, I'll still have my classic passing, but I know you're playing with wear and tear. Just tell people like,
I mean the wear and tear.
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard about it, I was kind of scared because I'm
mm,
like, man, so that means Jokers could get hurt for real.
yeah,
Now I'm like in the road to glory. I've learned how to manage it. Like my quarter, I mean, I got 9 players by the way. So I got a running back, I got receivers, I got several quarterbacks.
yeah,
But my favorite position, and I got my favorite 2 positions right now
mm,
are receiver and quarterback. Because receiver, I can actually feel like I'm playing for real and running routes and getting open and stuff. But the one I tear is it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Like it's if you get hurt, they'll let you know what you hurt and then how much risk you have for the next game of injury.
mm.
So if it's high, all you have to do literally is just save the points. I can't remember what they're called, but the
The
little
skill
point.
points.
No, it's not skill points. No, yeah, they are. I can't remember what they're called. It might be called skill points.
Oh,
Not
I'm
the
sorry. The I know what you're talking about. It's
yeah.
the
They
the energy
basically
energy points. Energy points.
energy points. Energy
Yeah.
points. So like energy points, you have to spend those on studying. You can spend those on your physical stuff, and then you can spend those healing yourself, and then you can spend those on your social media. So
Mm-hmm.
what I do, uh, first week I already get the studying out the way. You know what I'm saying? I already go ahead and get to at least a yellow, because you have like where it goes from red to yellow to green. Green, you pretty much prepared. Like it's red, you just don't know nothing. It's called clueless on there.
Yeah.
Clueless, like a little
Unprepared.
bit unprepared, and then you got prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So unprepared is in that red, and that yellow is zone right there, and then the prepared is green. So what I do first week on that bye week, because most teams got a bye week that week 0. I just go ahead and get that to yellow. And then as wear and tear progresses, I can pretty much fix that, heal that, so I don't never let it get down to where it's like super high risk. I've gotten high risk before, but all you do, you spend 2 energy points on it and you're back up and you're back clear. And usually the way I play, I don't like to get hit. And that's like in real life. I like to get. I'm trying to get around you. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to get by you. I'm trying to, what I'm saying, get up out of there. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like my quarterback, I mean, he gets sacked, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I run out of bounds. I juke and I dive and I do stuff that I get hit. But that's just how I am in real life. But I mean, but when it does pile up, you just spend those points. You just really gotta be mindful of your energy points. Because if you like go a full week and you just do it on one thing and then the other things start suffering. So you just kind of got to gauge it. But
Yeah,
I mean, I like wear and tear because now that I've played it, it kind of gives a realistic view. Because like every game, you're not gonna be 100%.
yeah,
You know, I've had games on there where my whole left side was like struggling, and it brought my speed, my throwing accuracy down some.
yeah,
You know, but if you know your team, once you play with your team, and you know what, like I know, okay, well, I'm not throwing the ball that deep this game like that. I'm throwing crossing routes and slants and screen passes. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have that deep pass right now, so it's just adjusting. The way I'm talking about it and hearing myself talk about it is like it's crazy because how close it is to real life.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I like the wear and tear. I think it's gonna play more dividends if in a dynasty because now you got more players to worry about, and then you got wear and tear that you can't necessarily control as easy as one player. So I think in dynasty that's where it would struggle. Like if you ain't got no line and your quarterback getting beat up, now you gotta go to your second string and your second string get beat up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind
yeah,
of essentially like real life. Like we talk all these youngest fans when the third string get in the game and he's not playing that great, but dude
yeah.
got thrown into the water that he didn't even think he was supposed to be prepared for. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Like, because I mean,
exactly.
if you look at like how this game is third string, you don't. The coach literally tell you in the beginning, you probably ain't gonna see the field this year. Like literally on the game, that's what my coach said. So if in real life, if that's on the game in real life, I'm pretty sure like okay, you third string, bro, but you probably ain't gonna too much see the field.
Yeah,
And then both the quarterbacks get hurt. Now you thrown into the fire. Like what you know what I'm saying? Like what you expect? I mean, people will say they blame coaches, but you got two other quarterbacks. Like that's like worst case scenario. Like it's rare that you're gonna have both of your quarterbacks get hurt and then have to rely on a third string. I'm not saying it don't happen because we've seen it happen, but you know what I'm saying. So it kind of allows you to give more grace to
yeah,
the college athletes. Like okay, you know, now next year if you the starter, now I need you to have it together because you got time to prepare. But
hmm,
you know what I'm saying, like. It's week 12, and you throwing me into the championship game, like you know what I'm saying. Like I can
right,
see it in week 1 or something. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like I
It's
got time to grow, but week 12, I'm thinking I'm not gonna start the whole season. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly,
like I know
exactly.
all I know right now is the plays and that I can throw the ball. Like, okay, well, why we don't just hand it to the running back a couple times this game? He get that a carry in the
Bro,
day.
and you know what's so crazy? Now that I think about it, because playing with Coastal, I don't know how I set it up, but dude, I was playing with Mizzou's playbook, and they are so run heavy. Like Christian Washington, I remember his last name now. He got the ball so much in the game that bro, like it got to a point where I was no huddling after he would get the ball because I was ready to choose
To
my own
change your play,
play.
to
Yeah,
change your
yeah. And I did not want the coach to call the play anymore
Now
because I was
you
like,
do know you can change it when they call the play, right?
I can't audible. I don't have enough
No, you
trust.
can. No, you're not audible. Like when they give you the option, that one play they give you,
Uh huh.
if you press
Oh, the
change,
triangle. Yeah, yeah, with
yeah,
triangle.
you
And they
get
can,
two
but
more
guess
options.
what? They're all running plays.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done that before, so yeah, yeah.
So I have to no huddle after he runs because they'll leave like two passing plays on the no huddle. So I'll get a no passing play, like a little play action or something.
The all go and all that stuff. The
Yeah,
same
I'll
thing.
go and
Yeah,
PA read,
yeah,
and I'll go for
yeah,
PA read
yeah.
and take off and get a first down and try to get the get close to the red zone and stuff. But man, other than that, one tidbit I didn't want to leave out was during early access, which was the week that we just had, or the few days that we had, because it really wasn't a week because everybody that got the standard version, which was the 79.99 game, played Friday. But the people that pre-ordered in that trial, so from Monday to Thursday, it was 2.2 million people that pre-ordered the game, and it was 600,000 that also played on the EA Play trial. But within the week that we just had, from Monday to Thursday, it was 500,000 people that were playing the game. So just think about that from Monday to Thursday, then from Monday to Friday with all the rest of the people that are on that just got the standard version, we're looking at over 1 million people that are playing the game right now, bro. That's how powerful this game is, bro.
Well, first when games first come out, like with 2K,
Mhm.
everybody and their mama on 2K when it
Right.
first come. But this is different because we haven't had one of these since. Like, I feel like if 2K was to ever drop a college football game, it would be the same way. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, their football game when they first, what was 2K5 the last one they had with Terrell
Uh,
Owens?
yeah, but I think that was NFL. That was
That was
NFL 2K.
NFL. No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was college. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah. Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
football game that they
Yeah.
had. That game was so realistic.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to truck somebody, you had to literally tap a button and all of that type of stuff. It was pretty realistic. So what I'm saying that to say is that first week is always gonna be the big time. But we know college sports. Everybody in the loves college sports. We see how
Right.
big it because not only people that graduated from college or not only people that go to a college, but you have the fans that just fell in love with a school just off of you know, like for instance, like you and my dad got to talking, and then you started like in Georgia or whatever, and that's a memory that you got. For me, I was sick in the
Mhm.
hospital, and they brought in Auburn players brought me stuff to my room, so I'm a fan for life.
Yeah.
So, you know, or your favorite player back in the day for the old heads played for Michigan or whatever.
Yeah.
Now you a Michigan fan for life. You know what I'm saying? So everybody and their mama got a reason to like a college.
Mhm.
So you add that with the gaming community, like it's gonna. I thought they spent a lot of money on the game and the promotion, but let me just say, people need to take note from EA on the promotion wise, because they literally had us on the edge of our seat for a year, a year and a half, 2 years.
Mm.
No, I'm
3,
saying,
brother.
no, I'm saying,
3.
not the rumors. I'm
Oh
saying
no, no, no. Well, they finally they officially it came out from an EA actual a verified page back in 2021 that they were finally coming back. So it's been 3 years.
because
Yeah,
because
crazy to
I know
think about.
22 is when I saw them officially posted. But
It
okay,
was
but
yeah, it was
3 years,
2021.
the way they did. Okay, I know the first post was it's coming back or whatever,
Yep, yep.
but they didn't say anything else.
Hmm.
They didn't say anything else. And we just wondered. Everybody just
Yep,
went to reposting and everything like that.
yep.
And then, so you're right, 3 years, because the next year it came, they
Hmm.
were like, it's supposed to come in 2023,
Yeah.
but it's like, all right, we pushing it back to
Hmm.
4. So you're right. So, so then, it comes out, say, hey, we're officially working on it.
Hmm.
We're working on licenses and stuff like that. So they like let you in on a little bit at a time
Yep.
just to get your thought moving, like, okay, we might get a game.
Hmm.
Then it went to, oh, we really getting a game.
Yeah.
Then it went to, oh man, I can't wait to see what this game is about to be. Then it went to, bro, I'm just ready to play this game. You know what I'm saying? So then, and they progressed it so much. And then even the, like, 4 or 5 months prior, they said, all right, we have not released diddly squat about how this game's gonna look, how it's gonna sound, how it's gonna
Yeah.
feel, nothing. Then out of nowhere, oh well, hey, maybe dropping the trailer, dog. Drop the trailer, radio side. A month later, say, hey, we gonna drop a little bit for y'all to see about this, that, and the third.
Mhm.
So they literally built our excitement up for three
Yep.
years straight. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where they paid for all the players and all of that type of stuff, but they didn't really have to pay much for marketing. And then they took advantage of gamers.
Hmm.
Then they took advantage of streamers and everything like that. Like they literally, and then they brought the players in and told the players or let the players video themselves and upload themselves playing the game, and then you add the celebrities.
Yeah.
You add Vic and Tebow, and you know what I'm saying? Like you build the hype around it before the game, so just in case, just for the people that didn't pre-order it because they didn't believe the game,
Yeah.
now you see Michael Vick and Tim Tebow playing against each other, and Hunter and Shador Sands playing against each other. Now you like, oh, okay, I gotta go get this mud now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, to me, the marketing strategy that they had was phenomenal.
It was beautiful. It was, hey, what's the saying? It was perfect down to the last minute detail, brother. It
Right,
was just
right, and
great.
I commend them on that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I see a lot of people talking about how the game is cooked, is missing certain things. I'm like, to each
Oh,
his own.
don't get me started on the Madden reskin rumors and
Well, I
talk.
will say this. I will say this. Like, don't get me
Oh,
wrong. The look of it looks like Madden. Like, I'm
mm,
no, I'm gonna
okay,
be 100% honest. Like, it
okay,
looks like. But what else can you do with a football game? It's gonna. I don't care who you are. If 2K make a game, it's gonna look similar to what Madden looks like. Cause it ain't like basketball. You don't see faces for real. It's a hell. You literally a helmet and shoulder pads on a football
okay.
and paint. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it looks like that to me, but the gameplay feels different from, like, and it's always felt to me. It's always felt different from Madden, but it's, to me, it's because Madden, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, it's the same company making the same a football game. It's gonna, like, Madden, when Madden drops, it's gonna look the same. It's gonna have some of the same running mechanics and stuff like that.
Okay.
But difference with college, it's a lot more leeway they have with certain things that they can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from the entrances to, you know, uh different dance moves, the catches, the sideline stuff, the, you know what I'm saying, the rules, like different rules they have.
Mm,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have those different things, and plus it's just an energy, because when you get mad, and like, you can't really do much with your player. Like, you're already in the big leagues. Like, it's not like 2K, but to me it looks like Madden. It just
yeah.
feels like like this feels how Madden should feel. Like, it feels like real football.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it looks like Madden. Like, but Madden's, to me, I don't think the look of Madden was ever the problem. I think it was the gameplay of
Hmm.
Madden that was the problem, and the stuff that you can do, like the game modes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You know, because Madden, to me, especially in recent years, has looked good, very good. Like, it's clear, like the cuts were good, everything like that. But I just think that, like, the hits weren't, like, the hits now. Oh my god, they have, like, it feels real. Like, I feel
Hmm.
like somebody will really tackle me like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's what I feel. That's just how I feel.
Now, one thing I did want to add too was, aside from the reskin accusations and all that, was how do you feel personally? Because I have my own about just overall with the interests that you just mentioned, the chance, all that. Penn State having Mo Bamba. You got the War Eagle Hay from Auburn. All that. Do you feel like all that has pretty much been accurate for the most part, or should they have added a few more details, or are they missing
I
anything?
mean, there are always details that you can add. Like, I mean, with the, not even the time, but you got 39 schools,
Mm-hmm.
34 schools. So 134 schools, 134 traditions that you got to get right. 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying this is true, but 9 times out of 10, the people working on the game are not college football enthusiasts. Like, let's be real. At some point, it's gonna be something that gets left out. Like, for instance, with Clemson, I know a lot of people were upset that during the tunnel, when they run down the hill or whatever, it's clear. But in real life, it's clear, and then the crowd comes back in. They don't have that in the game. That's a detail that really a Clemson fan would know. 'Cause
Hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not a big time Clemson fan. Oh, I love the fireworks.
Hey, they say you talking them facts. They say you talking the facts.
but I mean, it's only so many. It's If you can get 90% of it correct and
Hmm.
then 10% be wrong, I'm okay with that when it comes to video games. Why? Because I got an entire year to build upon what I already have. Like, for instance, like, if this game comes out again next year and it's the same look, I don't think anybody will be mad. But if it's the
Yeah.
same look with no changes in detail, as far as like fixing the Clemson stuff and fixing Anybody else's interests that's messed up or fixing. I don't know. It might be you might not like how they tackle or something. Like it might have been everybody might not like how they tackle it. And so if next year that's not fixed, then it'll be people be upset. But think about it. Every year, like with 2K and Madden, every year it's the same game, just different minute changes. It's
Yeah.
basically like saying, okay, we got this portion down. Let's just add what people have been saying. Like with 2K, 2K do it all the time. Think about it. When you first buy 2K, everybody mad at it, and mad like crazy that you can't move left or right without going crazy. But then what happens? 5 weeks later, what does 2K do? They patch the game, they do an update. You can't play the game while they're doing an update. They do the update, it's a little bit better. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So with video games, you're not gonna get 100% right the first time, especially. You might not ever get it 100% right
Mhm.
because there's always gonna be somebody that don't like something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you can, that's why I said, if you can get by 85 to 90% of the game correct, I think you're straight.
Yeah.
Because
And
again, it's 134 schools.
yeah,
Like, you
absolutely.
know,
And I think it was a lot of people, and I agree. I think the game. I mean, now it's to a point of okay, how can we better for next year if we decide to drop a college football 26? How can we get better for 27, 28, and so on? There are going to be different ways to improve. Now, don't granted, we're not trying to be ungrateful here. We're very grateful. Like we're very excited, and proud that 2025 has came out now and we're playing it. But now it's time to up the ante in a way. Like okay,
right,
now we need this, that, and the third. Like we got this
right,
list of demands now. But also, I wanted to add there were a lot of people that were like, okay, well, all of these FBS schools and these big Power Five schools, but why wasn't my school included? And now when with Friday dropping with people they got the standard version now that they can play, a lot of people have built these schools in team builder. Like I've seen Tennessee State. Is that the wife?
thought you jet jacket.
They've added Tennessee State in with people just like actually building the team and importing the players, importing the stadium.
Right,
Jackson State, FAMU, all the HBCUs that weren't included in the game are now in the game and playable, and you can build a dynasty around them because people took the time out to build all of that stuff
right, right,
so it can be played, so people can the enjoyment of playing with their favorite school, playing with their alma mater. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can be included because again, this is for college football fans of all ages, of all walks of life, of all different parts of the country to come together for this game that we've waited over 11 years for, brother.
right. So I'm glad you said it. What do gamers do when they don't like something or they think
Complain.
something's missing?
Complain.
No, not even just complain. They find ways to patch it themselves, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Which
right.
is what, like for instance, like with two, I keep referencing 2K because we haven't had a college football
Hmm.
game in a while, and
Right.
2K has been like the popular thing.
Hmm.
Like when 2K didn't do the roster updates, like they didn't do the live updates, right?
Hmm.
What did people do? They went and created the roster
Yeah.
and put it in the game and put it on the server to where anybody could get it, right? So gamers essentially help gamers, right?
Hmm.
So like I said, you're only gonna get a certain amount of the game correct.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If they had, like, if they were just missing big time stuff, like for instance, like if Clemson, if they weren't touching the rock or coming down the hill, I'm like, okay, I could. You tripping? Or if at Auburn they didn't have the eagle flying, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Or if Georgia they didn't have Ugg out there, barking and doing all of that, and I have a problem with that.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Because those are big things that is known facts to everybody. You know, if you can get all of those big things, like the main stuff, that's all that matters. Other stuff can be fixed and patched, and that's essentially why you give early access like that. Not just so people can go ahead and play the game, but it's so you can hear what people have to say about the game. And
Hmm.
then 9 times out of 10, gamers gonna look out for gamers.
You're
We're
right.
gonna put stuff in there. We're gonna create teams and stuff, do all this type of stuff, and we're gonna lock it in there, put it on the server, and
Yeah.
then somebody gonna go download it and say, look, go download this specific one. This is better, or don't download this one. It's not good. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? The gamer community looks out for each other, so
Yeah.
we're all at the end of the day, we all just this geeks that like to this gaming nerds that like to play sports or whatever,
Right.
and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. Even if you didn't play a sport, like we like technology and we like video games. That's what we do.
Mhm.
So we help, and what do you do when you like something? You tell somebody about it.
Right.
So you study the minute details. Okay, all right, Clemson don't have the crowd filling back up. Okay, put it on the newsletter, post about it. Don't trash the game. Just say, hey man, I wish they would have had that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, now EA sees it, they go patch it, they fix it. Like we're in 2024 now. Now 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have been able to do that. Like we literally had to have somebody go in there and try to figure out how to code that so they can get right or whatever. But now you can send a patch from wherever you at. Like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So um I mean people gonna complain regardless. Like you know, like for instance, like I ain't seen nobody helmet get knocked off yet. But I ain't complaining. Like
Yeah.
I've seen some big hits, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen. I finally jumped over my first player too. That was pretty.
Oh, bro, I'm still looking to hurdle. I gotta hurdle once. I
It's
gotta
pretty.
hurdle.
It's pretty awesome. I ain't
It
gonna lie.
is. I've seen videos. It looks
Nah,
really good.
it's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to do it. I mean, I ain't go nowhere after I jumped, but still, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Yeah, I
keep.
got you.
I ain't played college football so long. Not to go off topic, but I forgot that in college, if you fall, you can't get back up. I forgot. Cause in Madden, if you fall in Madden, you got all day long.
Yeah.
You long as nobody touching you or around you, you can get up
Mhm.
and go. But I tried to. I was playing with my player, man. I failed. I said, "Dang, I can't get back up." Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, man. But no, I mean, I think it's always gonna be something wrong with
Mhm.
the game. Like you can
Yeah.
always say that. Like, is the game fun? Yes. Does the
Yes.
game hit on most of the parts that you want? Yes. You know, is it realistic enough but feel like a game as well? Yes. So if you got all those boxes checked, everything else is minute. Like,
Everything.
like I can play it all day long. I can live without seeing the fans fill up the gap in Clemson. Like that's not going to deter me playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then you get to a certain point. You're making it a real life. You
Mhm.
still want it to be a video game at the end
Right.
of the day. Like, cause I can complain that, what I'm saying, the Auburn Georgia game don't feel like the Auburn Georgia game cause Ugga ain't jumping at the player. Like, I mean, but let's be real. Like, they're not gonna do that. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm fine with that. Like, but I like the detail of how every game is not the same announcer. I like the fact that the important games you get the big time people that not saying that all the announcers aren't big time, but
Yeah.
you get Kirk Herbstreit and it's a big game and all of that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
I
Um,
loved his little updates that he gave,
right,
leading up to the
right,
game.
because
Yeah.
that's classic college football right
Hmm.
there. Kind of like you can't have an NCAA game and not have Kirk Herbstreit in it.
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to hearing his voice, and it's just like I can't have a game without him on
Right.
it. Like I
Exactly.
can play the game and have one game without him on it, but at some point I gotta hear Kurt Herbstreit in there talking about my quarterback and how he's trash right there, or how
Right.
he made a bad decision.
Yeah.
But but I think they got it right,
Mhm.
especially with those things. I think it's dope. I think it's dope. Like I mean, like
Dude.
I said, from a cinematic standpoint, that's the only thing I would
Yeah.
add.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that I too enjoy storylines like maybe if they would have added maybe starting from high school and then getting a chance to pick your college and not just going into the college, that probably would have been a lot more memorable. You
And
know
that's
how it
what
was.
everybody's been looking
Yeah,
for anyway.
yeah, when you start from high school and go into college, but I mean other than that, like dude, it was fine. I think the gameplay was great. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the product. I feel like my pre-order amount was well spent to be able to get what I got. But
Thank you.
I tell you, man, listen here. Don't listen. I cry. I cried when I lost that $100. But anyway, two things before we kind of reaching that 51 minute mark. But the amount of persuasion I had to do to some people who were doubting this game, I feel like EA Sports should cut me a check because, brother, I showed how big of a recruiter I was just to get them to.
I had to persuade you to pre-order it.
Exactly. But when going, it was maybe a few weeks after you had to persuade me. I was persuading other people because not only was I wanting them to play the game to have people to play with, but I'm like, bro, like this game is generational. Like this game is about to do insane numbers, and within me doing the persuasion is when the gameplay started dropping, and they were like, whoa, this game is nuts. And I'm like, bro, I've been trying to tell you this,
Yeah,
but you haven't been listening. And I'm like,
right.
bro, like, are you gonna get it now? They were like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Like, this is insane gameplay. But back to you with me, I think my biggest thing was I think it was more so me ready to play the game that I was doubting a lot of things that I wasn't getting a chance to
Yeah,
see yet.
you
And
look like the
so
rest of America. Yeah.
yeah, and so when I finally got it, I was like, okay, I'm good. I saw what I need to see. I'm ready to buy it. Let's do it. But also, I wanted to get into a little bit of a dynasty deep dive before we leave. So I'm in a dynasty right now with a few of my friends from college. And no, I don't have Georgia, right? I have Texas. That was the team that was picked for me. Well, that was picked in a random wheel that we did. So right now, we haven't started playing against each other yet, but the recruiting is crazy. So you have high school prospects, and as well as you have the transfer portal as well. The transfer portal will probably open more so towards when the season ends once we've played against each other. But dude, just as far as like trying to like select high school guys, so what you can do is you can pick like 35 players from the that are interested in coming to Texas, or just guys that are top prospects in their class, and you can only get 35 of them. So once you start picking guys, you can start you get a certain amount of hours that you can use to scout these guys. So I think I had from maybe like 1,600 hours, and it's only 5 hours to where you can use or spend to scout each guy. And I mean, you got to fill it up to 100 where you can see all of their stats, and it shows you if they're going to be a bust or if they're going to be a gem. So if it's a bust, there's a little diamond that'll break, and it'll show that they're bust. But if they're a gem, it'll the diamond will turn green, which was really cool. I loved it. And it was guys that I was like seeing, and I'm like, oh, they're a top prospect. I'm gonna go ahead and offer the scholarships. But as I started seeing their stats, I'm like, well, I'm taking their scholarships. Man, I pulled so many kids scholarships. You would have thought I was Kirby or Nick Saban. Like, I'm like, oh no,
Well,
these guys ain't talking about nothing for real.
and
They
that's
look
kind of
good, huh?
that's kind of like real life too.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And it was so crazy because I was texting my buddy, like, bro, I don't understand this. But as I started doing it more, like literally, I just started doing it today before we got on for the pod. And I'm like, man, like this is so crazy how real this actually feels. Like I'm scouting these guys, I'm looking at how they look on paper, I'm looking at if they're gonna be a benefit or asset to my team. And now I'm pulling their scholarships. Like I feel like a horrible person right now. Like
No,
I feel terrible.
no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Cause if you at the end of the day, it's a job.
It's a business, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun job.
Hmm.
Like playing football is fun. It's a job for
Yeah.
the coach, for the player. You know what I'm saying? And for whoever else,
Hmm.
that's around that facility. So if you could come highly recommended for a job, right? But if you
Yep.
ain't doing your work like you like you was recommended for, you know what I'm saying? What they gonna do? You out of there. They gonna give you. You might get lucky enough to have a good boss that say, "Look, we just gonna put you on a work plan, get you
Yeah.
back right." You know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, you gonna hit the dope, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So
Brother.
like the same thing with college. Like I mean, I like the fact that they put that in there because
Yeah.
now you can kind of like appreciate more real life. Like you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it makes Saban what he's done
Hmm.
and No, Kirby, what he's done makes it so much more impressive because you see how hard it is. Because
Yeah.
now I wanted to ask you this too. Off topic from this
Hmm.
goes to the same thing. Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's harder to recruit now than it was before? Back in the day?
100%. 100%. Not only because of NIL, but now it's more so, are guys going to, it's, I'll put it like this. The way we live in this social media area, you see guys on tape, but are they going to actually be able to do the same things that they're doing on tape in front of you now? I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I hate the world of 7-on-7 right now. Like, I genuinely hate it. It's got, and we've talked about it on the pod before. It's gotten out of hand. It's not really benefiting to me for some reason. But if they don't look the way that they can, make these one-handed catches, doing head tops and all that stuff, you're not coming. Like, you're not coming to my school. Like, I'm not gonna take you. You're not gonna be a good teammate. Like, all of this that I'm seeing right now, I don't want it. That's not competitive to me. That's just showing off. And I don't want it at my school. Like, I'm talking like a recruiter right now, but that's just how they're gonna talk to you in real life.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's dope that you said. Like, I mean, I enjoy 7-on-7 for skilled players, but I look at 7-on-7 different. I look at
Mhm.
7-on-7 like practice. Like
Yeah.
that's practice reps. Like
Right. That's
just
it's
like
that's
just like
essentially what it
agility
is. Practice.
drills, just like anything else. 7-on-7 is giving you a look for one. It's giving you a look. Just for you can have a physical being competing against you, so you can go up and
Hmm.
get passes, and then for the other side, you can have somebody going up to get passes, and you can when you get in the game, you don't see nothing that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, gameplay reps is completely different. And then I personally, I need to see how you played when the competition was at your level. Like,
Yeah.
not when you were like, for instance, I don't want to see Georgia play Appalachian State. I just don't. Not because Appalachian State's trash. They just not on Georgia's level,
Hmm.
talent wise at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So what you do against them don't impress me like it would impress me if you did the same thing to a Texas or a Bama or what I'm saying, a Clemson when they were good or whatever. It looks different to me. Like, it looks better to me if you do it that way. Oh my God, these fireworks.
Hey,
but
hey, bro. Hey,
but
they say you.
for me, that is what sticks out. What
Mhm.
do you do when you got another 5-star sitting across from? Because essentially, when you go to college, when you leave high school, you go to college, what happens? You're gonna be playing against players that are either the same, just as good as you, or better than you, right? So if you've only played against players that are not better than you, you're gonna feel entitled. And then when you get to college and play up against people that's on your level or better, you're gonna feel like, what I'm saying, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, or you're not playing good, or you just not gonna practice like you
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
So for me, I 7-on-7 cool, what I'm saying, practice wise, but gameplay wise, I need to see what you do when
Yeah.
you line up against the best of the best.
Yeah.
That's to me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I I
And
agree.
even and you don't to me, you don't even have to win that matchup.
Mhm.
But did you give effort every time? You know what I'm saying? Because there's always gonna be somebody better than you. But did you not quit? That would be my recruiting thing. Like,
Yeah.
on film. Okay, he burnt you every time, but you came right back
Mhm.
every time. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
or you came right back and you figured you did something different every time, and then you finally find something that worked. Yeah, it might be fourth quarter, you finally find that it worked, but you figured it out. That shows me that you can adjust and you know how to overcome adversity within yourself. So, yeah, that's our topic. But I just
No,
want to.
no. I mean, but that's fair though. I mean, I think that's a valid point, and I mean, again, this we sometimes we can find ourselves agreeing, and then there's sometimes where we find ourselves agreeing to disagree, and I mean, that's fair. That what makes us you all unique, and I think that's a fair point to wrap. brother, I think we kind of hit over a little bit, and I we just said we were going to do this. So, but yeah, man,
Elaborated on things. So I mean, it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much the same stuff. We just elaborated.
Absolutely, and I think this is what the people wanted to see and what they wanted to hear. Just how well we've been, enjoyed the game, and if we had any qualms or quarrels about it and stuff like that. And I don't think not. Honestly, I'm ready to get on now, but I got to edit this and get it uploaded, so I probably won't be able to get to it right now. But man, hey, this has been another small, brief episode. Yeah, you know what? This ain't even an episode. This is a special, right? This is a little special we wanted to throw at you guys right before we got into our season two, a little season two of College Couch Podcast. We just want to thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out with us, sticking with us. As you've been seeing, we have had a lot of stuff happening with our time off. Of course, we've hit over 100 followers on Instagram. We've had a real shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. Listen, y'all have been great supporting us, rocking with us. Of course, we had a reel that hit over what is it, like 100? No, maybe 10,000 views or 13,000 views, something like that. But it had over 300 likes a few months back. Listen, y'all, we've only been doing this since last September, so we haven't even hit a year yet. And just the progress that we've had has been unbelievable, and we cannot thank you guys enough for again supporting us, interacting with us, giving us feedback as always, and just showing us love per usual because we love y'all back and there's nothing y'all can do about it. Again, just keep rocking with us, keep interacting, keep commenting, keep sharing, keep liking. Also, we had an interview from a news station out in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was super dope. Shout out to y'all for that, for interacting with us. I hate my boy couldn't be on with me, but he had some other obligations he had to tend to. But I promise you guys, the next one, hey, he got to be on there with us. He don't know it yet, but he gonna have to be on there with us.
Hey, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there.
Hey, it sounds good, brother. Sounds good. So again, hey, thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep showing love, and we're gonna continue to show it back. Stackz, my brother, take us home.
Hey man, y'all keep spamming that like button, that comment button, everything, man. We appreciate y'all, man. If y'all got anybody or any team, or y'all just want to talk to us about the new video game that we just dropped, let us know. Inbox me, or Javaris, or the Cottage Couch page. We check them all the time. So let us know. But tell a friend, and tell a friend, tell their sister, tell their auntie, them, everybody to check the Cottage Couch out. Like, share, subscribe, everything. We love y'all. And guess what though? We got bills to pay. We gonna holler at y'all. Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, I gotta